So I watched Sonic 3 for the New Year's and it was so goddamn cinematic. And for the first time I watched this in 4D Max, I think. Seat literally moves in the action scenes and you can feel the splashes as well. And it was all in all a roller coaster experience, literally. And I'm really happy to see this franchise receiving so much love and support after the debacle that they were going for the first design for Sonic.
Oh my god, what is that?
It was truly made for the fans of Sonic. I haven't played Sonic that much because I was playing Mario at that time, but I can see the passion behind this movie. The crew literally gave what the fans of Sonic were asking for. I'm really happy to see this movie beating Mufasa, despite Disney doing their mischievous shit openly and calling Mufasa the #1 movie. But in actuality, the Sonic 3 is the one who is breaking the records in the box office. Mufasa is okay, but it didn't entertain me that much. Don't get me wrong, the animation and VFX looks really awesome and some of the scenery were breathtaking and the facial expression on animals were really good this time. But there were some inconsistencies.
Oh brother, this guy
But there were some inconsistencies, like Scar and Mufasa are not being the real brother. It didn't make any sense in the continuity of Lion King. The whole motivation for Scar to get the rightful throne after Mufasa, because he was the next in line as he was the real brother and not Simba, who was just Mufasa's son. I think this is what happens when you don't have the direction for the story but want to bank on the known IP. What can you expect from the studio which is bringing the remake of the movie which made Disney what it is right now? And talking about Sonic, it was a blast to watch it on the big screen, especially the climax, which took my breath away. Jim Carrey was back as Eggman, and this time he was doing the double role of being the grandpa of Eggman. We got Keanu as Shadow, and he was so freaking cool. I think Keanu's voice suited the Shadow's character so much. The calmness of intimidation, it is what I call it, was perfect for Shadow. And Sonic himself was goofy and quick-witted as always. And I'm so glad that John Ralphio himself was the one chosen for Sonic. And Knuckles and Tails were a really good support, and I laughed a little too much in the scenes with Knuckles. He reminds me so much of Vegeta. And speaking of Vegeta, the dynamic between Sonic and Shadow was literally Goku and Vegeta. It was like Dragon Ball Z but in Sega universe. I literally lost my mind when they went Super Saiyan and fought in space. That was pure goat. And there were some of the scenes that grabbed my attention, like Shadow's Akira slide. I was geeking out so much, but there was no one that got that reference beside me. Some of the scenes and jokes were really childish, but I get it. It is a kid movie. You're bound to have those scenes for all the audiences. Apart from that, this movie is a solid 9 from me. It made me laugh, got me excited for the action scenes, and more importantly, it entertained the living heck out of me. This movie has a heart and a message, like old school movies that I love, which is rare to see in this woke universe. And this is one of the factors that this movie wasn't able to get nominated for the Oscars. As you know by now, Oscars have a literal allergy to good movies. They would nominate Mufasa the Mid King and not Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm not surprised by all of this, as this movie did not fill the diversity quota. As you can see, 3 animals/aliens with different colors are not diverse enough for them. I can go on and about, but I'm gonna stop right here. This movie is great and far better than Mufasa the Low Tier King. Give it a try if you haven't watched it. And sorry if the video for Sonic is late because it was just released last week in India. And check out this video on my take on Mufasa, and I'm gonna meet you there.